welcome y'all back to the Ace Industries podcast. I hope you guys are all doing well this Sunday. Today I got a very special guest, Joe Turner, offensive lineman at a Missouri Western State University, and he is a 6'5", 320. He's a big boy. He's a trench guy, and
Talk
he's
to
coming
him.
up on his senior year. We got a lot of topics we're going to talk about. His game, and then we're also going to talk about the MIAA conference, how competitive it is, and everything that goes along with that. Joe, I'm just going to ask for the people who don't know, who are you? And then, outside of football, what do you like to do?
Right. So, I'm Joe Turner. I'm from Iowa. And outside of football, I really keep to myself, to be honest. I like to enjoy my alone time. I like, anime, video games, just chill vibes, you feel me?
Yup, yup, yup. What are you studying right now?
Cybersecurity. About half a year away from getting it, man. Gonna be a big boy.
You'll get your degree after next semester?
Yeah, yeah. And in December.
What made you choose Missouri Western State University?
Well, a lot of things, going into like my recruiting back in 22, like there's a lot of factors of Missouri Western. I had offers on the table like you and I, but ultimately in my wrestling season, I ended up separating my AC joint in my right shoulder. And a lot of the teams that I thought I had good offers for fell through, said they'd go walk on. But Missouri Western stuck with me. And then when I went on my official visit here, I met two guys. One was Keith Russell and the other was Cody Watson. And
Okay.
they just like they show me the culture here, like what it's like to be a Griff, and it just felt like home. I just knew I could be here and thrive.
My next question is, so as a big offensive lineman, when did you realize that the trenches was really where you belonged?
It was more in high school, right? So like in middle school and stuff, like I played tight end, I played D line, I played O line, loved it all because I was always taller, right? I've always been a taller stature, and a lot of coaches like, well, guess what? We're gonna put you because we need people like that. And then in high school, I didn't really fall in love with it until then, until like I really like felt the joy of being able to like, it sounds wrong, but like being able to take a man against his will and put him somewhere where he don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something about it that just
Yeah,
it just felt so good to me. Like
yeah.
it feels wrong now saying it out loud, but like it's just a good feeling. And
Yeah.
I've always taken that pride of like being an offensive lineman. We don't get recognition. It will always be quarterbacks in the paper, running backs. It'll never be, hey, O line didn't allow a single sack. No TFLs. It'll be, hey, 200 rushing yards, right? And I'm fine with that. I've always it's a team game, and I take glory in my guys getting glory.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's a great mentality to have about it too.
You
I
feel
mean,
me?
all the
It's got
offensive
to be
linemen.
selfless, right, Sammy?
Yeah, you definitely have to be selfless, but all the offensive linemen. You said to yourself, they don't really get that recognition. They don't really get them flowers. It really all goes to the quarterbacks, receivers, and running backs.
Yeah.
But you guys are the ones who are up front, making it all possible, keeping
Man, taking that pain like every snap. Like
yeah,
if there's a single snap where offensive lineman doesn't touch a single person, he didn't do his job at all.
yeah,
You feel me? Like there's no off plays for us. We play every single snap. Like the worst feeling is, you're going against the ones or against the D line, the whole like probably 12 drive rep. All of a sudden the twos come in fresh and you're just like, dang. But you got to see it through.
yeah.
It's the joy of the job.
So this next segment, we're going to be talking about just the offensive line mentality. So
Hmm.
you're primarily a right tackle, but you can play multiple spots on the offensive line. So
Yes,
how
sir.
important is versatility on the offensive line?
I say it's more of like if you want to play, right? If you show a coach that you can play from the right tackle to the left tackle, then they're gonna throw you out there. Because when I first got here, right, I was hurt. I didn't practice out all that first fall, right? And I even asked my first O line coach, Coach St. Louis. I was like, hey, what do you want me to be like? More watching film on, more practicing my reps too. Because I did start at right tackle my senior year in high school, but I also had film at guard and center because I always believe versatility is key. You feel me? Like if you can show a coach you can play anywhere, then guess what? They're going to find ways to get you on the field, ways for you to, make an impact on the game. Whether it's, hey, we're going to move you to this position for this play, da da da, stuff like that. I just, it's always been important.
Yeah,
And like as an offensive lineman, right? If you're a right tackle on your pass setting, sometimes you're not going to always develop that post foot. If you're only practicing that one position, whereas you go to left tackle now, you're kicking back on that left foot. You're putting more pressure and weight on that back foot. So when you post as a right tackle going inside, you're going to have that strength. You're going to have those muscles more developed so that you'll be stronger in that stance.
I was going to ask too. So you said you played right tackle out of high school, and now you're playing in college. But have you played any other spots on the offensive line since you've been playing in college?
Yeah, so what was it? My first year starting was what, 24, right? Or was it 23? I can't remember,
Yeah,
but
when the new staff came in was the 2024 season. Or that was that the first year?
no, they came in 2023 because
Yeah, in the spring.
yeah, right. So yeah, whatever. After that 8-3 year, that was my first time starting. But first game we played in, right? I played right tackle. I was actually struggling that game. Well, not struggling. I was still performing. It was more like physically. Like I wasn't physically ready for the heat of that game to be playing 90 reps. I wasn't, in that spot. I didn't prepare enough, and then
Mm-hmm.
it got to me. That heat got to me. I was throwing up. I was sick, and then halfway through the game, our center James Lucio goes down. I can't remember what for. I think it was his shoulder. So they
Yeah.
had to throw me in at center. Played center for the rest of that game. Same thing with Fort Hayes. I played a little center, but then got injured during that one, and I think I played a little bit of right guard, but that was been it for games.
Yeah.
As in practice, I played from right to left. Every single day I got to take reps on each side.
My next question for you in this segment. So, what's the mindset of a true offensive lineman? Because y'all don't get the same shine, but y'all control the game.
It's pretty much like a blue collar mindset. You just got to go in, go to work every day. Like even every single day at practice, we know no matter how our body's feeling, like we gotta every single rep. Like our mentality is not a single rep we can't take off, right?
Yeah.
We allow one sack for a D lineman. Hey, guess what? That he just made his day. You feel me? For
Yeah.
us, that's out of 90 plays. That's one single bad play, right? We take that mindset with every single play. We want to be perfect. We want to have great communication. We want to know what's going on. Like even like some of the guys on the left side of the line, like our left tackle and left guard, like we know the playbook more. If it like we know like receiver routes that like everything that's going on just because we need to know. You feel me?
Yeah. In terms of where the ball's most likely going to end up, you're saying?
Yep, stuff like that. Yep, and then like even with running back, like running back lanes, like we need to know the formation so we know. Okay, well, even if we pick up these guys, who's going to be the free hitter, right? Because we just our mentality every play is everybody else doesn't know what they're doing. All they know is the play. We need to tell them who's getting blocked, where to go, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's our mentality. Yeah.
It's important that you guys are all on the same page too. I'm assuming also when you guys are watching film over,
Hmm.
schemes against the other teams that we're playing against or that y'all are playing against, calling out maybe blitz indicators. Maybe if you guys know that they're going to slant a certain way in terms of the D line or and the linebackers, things like that.
Yeah, that all goes into like a weekly scheming. Every week we get a play sheet, and then we'll write down our notebooks when we watch film. Like, hey, we know this guy's slanting more because he's leaning in his stance, or he'll have his left hand down when he's on this side of the ball when he shouldn't have it down, or he'll be more cheating in on this side, or these two guys when they're on the field, they're more primarily this package, and they're gonna be blitzers, right? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we identify stuff like that. We try to keep a good note of it, and even during the game, like we'll have people that don't play like, hey, watch what's out there, listen to the calls, see who's out there, write stuff down, and then we take that into account, stuff like that on the sideline. We'll have the iPad, watch it back,
Yep.
see how we can improve, and just next drive, let's go get a touchdown.
Yeah, no, anytime a sack or a TFL happens, I know personally from playing defense, I know anytime that happens for us, like that's the heyday. Like we want that, but anytime that
Yeah,
happens, reverse the roles. Y'all got to
that's a
prepare.
drive killer.
Yeah,
Because you look at the statistics, like something like a sack, right? You look at what happens after a sack on a drive. What down is it? How many yards they lost? How can they recover if they're in field goal range? All that equates to what's going to happen. And most of the times when a sack occurs, it's going to be a punt. Like I'm not going to say a specific number, but I'm definitely going to say it's in the high, maybe 80s, 90s, right?
at 6'5" and 320 pounds, how do you use your size and aggression to your advantage without losing your technique?
Yeah, that's a good one. So it's like playing O line. I'd say it's probably 70% technique and leverage, 30% like strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've always preached like experience, technique, and your leverage will win you a rep way more than strength will. Because if you have good leverage on the guy, you know your technique and you know what he's going to do from your experience, then you can shut him down. Because feet will win you the rep and your hands will dominate it, right?
Yeah.
The strength will. it'll show like the difference in the gap. But that technique, all that, that's gonna clamp him up, 8, 9, 10 out of 10 times, right?
And I remember too, when we were playing together when I was still at Missouri Western, how we were talking about if we were comparing positions versus
Mm-hmm.
offense and defense. DB and offensive line are probably
Yep.
comparing from offense to defense are probably the most similar because y'all aren't backpedaling, but you guys are doing like a scooch technique essentially
Right.
when you're
Like we go backwards to go forwards,
yeah, keeping that
and
leverage.
like yeah.
It's the same thing when you're covering someone in the open field.
Yeah, and with footwork, like, if I put too much weight here or my feet are too close, right, I'm gonna get pushed, I'm gonna get thrown. Like same with a DB. If a DB don't have his footwork right, he's just gonna get thrown off the ball, ran by, stuff like that. But yeah, like very similar.
Feet shoulder width apart.
What? What?
The last question for this segment. So, what do people outside of football misunderstand about playing offensive line?
All the holding calls, right? I say because most of the time, I ain't gonna lie, them holding calls are BS, gang. I
Yeah,
got hit with quite a few last year, and I'm like, I'm doing moves that are legal, right? You can hit them and pull them down. That's legal. D lineman can do that to me. I can do that to him. But refs, they love to throw that flag.
yeah.
They see you dominating someone too easily. They're like, yup, and then you hear all the fans. And you hear the fans go crazy, like especially in the Super Bowl. Like, what happened to Will Campbell? They're he's the worst O lineman. They say one bad game, they're like, he's the worst. But they got to understand, like, to be a great offensive lineman, you need to lose so much because, like, unlike other positions, you can't be like right out of the gate O lineman and be great. You got to have that experience. You got to have that knowledge of how your body sits, how much you got to sit back on a bull rush so you can stop it without getting pushed pulled down. Stuff like that you can't learn through practice. You got to learn through just getting punished. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like I went against CJ Ravenel my freshman year, right? He's on the Titans right now.
yeah.
And yeah, I was a little scared of him. He's 6'6", 290, and he looks like he's probably 220, right? He's
Yeah.
just lean. I'm like, okay.
Lean and
I'm
lanky.
thinking, hey, I'm scared, but guess what? I'm knowing I'm like, if I give it my all and I go against him, that's gonna make me so much better. And let me tell you, my first rep against him, he went for a speed rush. I was like, oh, I know exactly what I'm talking about. After my second kick, I didn't get my foot in the ground. He planted it. Boom. Put me down.
He,
And the fact was like he could have tapped the quarterback, got the sack. He didn't care. He
yeah.
wanted to put me down. And
He
I
just
was
wanted
like,
to show you.
yeah, and that taught me so much than any segment with my coach can. Any
Yeah.
film can teach me. Like losing taught me I don't want to feel this again. Like it hurt so much. I was like, yeah, I'm not. I rewatched that clip so many times. I'm like, man, I'm not letting this happen again.
Yeah.
Did it happen again? I'm not gonna say.
Maybe,
I'm not
maybe
gonna
not.
say.
No, CJ. I mean, he was
Oh, he was a freak,
he was a freak of
athletic freak.
nature, and I mean that's why he's still in the league. I mean,
I can't wait to see him ball out some more. What? I'm excited for him.
yeah, he's in his third year in
Yep.
NFL now. He was with the Ravens for one, and this is going to
Hmm.
be his second year with the Titans. So, yeah, he'll have 3 years in the NFL
Yeah.
now. And yeah, big shout out to CJ, man.
Yeah, also big shout out to Keith Russell. He's balling on the UFL.
He is.
Yeah, he taught me a lot too. I can't, I'm not even gonna fake it. That man is one of the reasons why I've been, this successful.
Yeah, him, Keith Russell, CJ Ravenel, playing pro. Sam Webb's still playing pro ball.
Jo.
Jonathan Owens still playing pro ball. Devin Burrell. You didn't play with Devin.
Um,
I play with Devin, but he's still playing pro ball.
that's hard. Wait, DJ
No,
Sturgis.
he was, but then he ended up
Oh, he's a coach, right?
he's coaching at
Yeah.
Colorado Western State University.
Oh, Armani.
Armani, yeah, he is actually. He is still playing pro ball. I don't know because he was playing in the German league. I don't know if
Hmm.
he's switched to the European football, the EFL. I think he might have switched.
Oh, James Lucio, Canadian football.
CFL, yep, James
Yep.
pro ball. So
Yep.
bro, we play with like
I'm saying we
over
playing with
100
legends, Sammy.
people playing pro
Greatness.
ball.
You feel me?
Yeah, man, you next, man. You next. The next segment is the MIAA trench battles. So let's get into this segment. The MIAA is one of the toughest conferences in Division II football. What's the
Yo.
difference about battling defensive linemen in this league?
I've noticed it quite easily because we play with teams like Augustana and Missouri S&T, and like like teams like Northwest and UCO, UCM, all their D linemen, they try to get, or even Ian Fort Hayes, they each team has like a specific D lineman they want. You feel me? Like
Mm-hmm.
Northwest, they want all their D linemen 6'6" and above, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fort Hayes, they like stand up edges that are fast rushes. UCM's like really strong defensive linemen. Same with UCO. They try to go for like power lifters, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to like other leagues like when we played Augustana and Missouri S&T, like the difference between the D linemen, like I'm not gonna disrespect their leagues. I'm not gonna say, you know, it was a night and day, like so easy. But I will say like Augustana, I feel like their DNs were lighter, more easy, but or not more easy, but like easier to like hunt and get control of,
Mm-hmm.
But they had better like
Strength versus technique, you're saying?
right,
Yeah.
right. And like but some of their DNs they like to go for more spins and like swim, so like they prioritize more moves. Whereas like Missouri S&T, like their D line was definitely like a lot different compared to the MIAA.
Yeah.
Like they didn't really have like a requirement for their DNs. Like I saw some that were like this body size, this body composition, and I was just kind of like, okay, you just kind of go for who you go for. I get it.
Next question. So, what's the biggest challenge about going up against high level D linemen every week?
Man, it's just the experience, like the gap, like a D like those D linemen, they know their moves, right? They know
Yeah.
when a lineman's at a certain position, they can spin, or ice pick stuff like that. And I'm just like, that's the gap that you see, and then you see like they know their moves. Like they're not the type to, hey, I'm gonna know how to rip, I'm know how to swim. No, they can prioritize one or two moves, and that's gonna be their bag, right? That's gonna be their go to. If they can't hit that counter move, right,
Yeah.
and then not like counter move. Like all they do is they just keep pursuing, right? And they all have high motors. That's what kind of sucks. Like it's kind of nice playing these other leagues because some of their D linemen are like, okay, if I get clamped up, I'm just gonna hold the edge, something like that. If it's
Yeah.
like a pass, right? I'm just gonna not keep trying. Whereas the MIAA, if you stop for even a second, oh, that's a sack. That's a
Yeah.
pressure, right? They don't quit. Not like I haven't except when Lincoln or Northeastern was in our league. I don't think I've had a D lineman since that like, oh, I got clamped up. I'm just gonna quit. Like even if I pancake, I might get him on the ground. Man, he's damn near trying to swing or
Yeah.
grab onto something. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
it gets wicked.
Do you feel like playing in a conference like this sharpens you differently?
Oh, oh, for sure. Because like I said, like each week, you're going against a completely different archetype, right?
Yeah.
So like let's say one week I'm going against UCM or I'm going against Northwest, right? They bull rush. So now I gotta hunker in, I gotta more, stay in there, fight with them. And then next week, let's say I go play Fort Hayes where they play seven techs and they just want to run off the edge, right? And now I gotta kick wide and stuff like that. Like just playing in this league alone expands your bag so much because each team comes with their own different tool sets that you gotta learn. Each D lineman has their own moves, own quirk they gotta get used to. And like, it takes a lot and then you just keep memorizing it, writing it down,
Yeah.
learning their moves. When you go to practice, you tell scout teamers like, hey, this week I want you here. I want you doing this more. I want you working on this, and now you're improving, the guy, the next, the next guy is coming up, right? You're getting there better by, hey, work on, ripping here, work on, doing an ice pick, spinning more, stuff like that. Now they get to work on their moves.
Mm-hmm. That's good, man. I mean, it's good too that you saying like when you're playing against all these other teams in the MIAA, it's making you kind of have to play differently.
Yeah.
Like you said, get into your bag a little bit in terms of what techniques, and how you need to play. Because like how you said earlier in the stream, a good O lineman is an O lineman that has good game experience, and it sounds like
Yeah.
being an O lineman in the MIAA, you'll get that game experience just because the way that every other team is playing it, they're all playing a different style of defensive pass rushing, run stopping. It's all different. The next segment, so segment 4, we're gonna talk about your injury and how you're recovering from it. All what you're doing. So
Right.
you're coming off some ACL surgery, and now you're getting back into training. So what's that process been for you, like physically?
Man, it's been long. It's been a long road, right? Because tore my ACL, meniscus, and some cartilage in my left knee back in October. Got surgery really quick. Like I think I tore it October 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Got X-rays, everything the very next week, and then surgery the 27th. So
Okay.
really, really fast. I think what 12 days, right?
Yeah.
And it was a long process. It was grueling just because of like having like because the only bad part about tearing your ACL meniscus is you can't wait bare for a lot longer, right?
Yeah.
Because whereas you tear your ACL, you can start weight bearing sooner. You can start putting more weight on it, so you don't lose as much muscle. Whereas
Yeah.
I couldn't put any weight on that leg at all for 6 months. Like it did a total on me. I was like, or not 6 months, 6 weeks, right? Or
That'd
yeah,
be
6 weeks,
3 months.
right? And like even just now, like I'm just starting to be able to squat again. Like just last week, gang, I finally was able to jog. I almost cried, right?
Yeah.
I felt it. My knee didn't feel, my knee felt stable. It felt good. It felt strong. But
Yep.
like I said, with squatting and stuff, on the leg extension, leg curl, like, the weight I'm doing, it's not a lot, but it's just like it's motivation to me. Feel me? Because
Yeah,
like
you just gotta
there's a
keep pushing through
time,
it.
yeah, there's a time I couldn't do this. There's a time where I just had to sit there, right? But now I can start doing this stuff, and now I want to get back so much faster.
Yeah. I'm glad that at least, after it happened, that you got it done and checked out in the same month because that's
Oh
probably gonna
yeah.
speed up your process. I mean, you'll be back by before fall
Oh
camp.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm getting cleared June, early July.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's for like contact. Like I'm gonna be able to start squatting here, running. I'm not gonna say soon, but you know,
Yeah.
whenever they want me to.
What's harder with the injury? Is it the physical rehab or is it the mental battle?
Man, I'd say the mental battle, because the physical, well, at least for me, right? That physical pain I felt, right? It was nothing. It was just more like I'm used to it because I'm used to football, right? I played my entire life. I've been working out for what 9 years. I got tattoos. Like this pain is just, I'm not gonna say I'm numb to it, right? Like I recognize it. I feel it. Like I feel the burning in my quad every time I go to rehab. But it's more that mental, like when I was just laying in my bed and I couldn't move, right? There's days I couldn't move at all. And like the pills I was on was messing with me. I was up 3 a.m. thinking by myself, man. It was a lot. It was a long road, but like people like Keith Russell, people like Nick, people like Khalid, people like my homeboy Trail, like they all helped me. Like you too, Sammy. You call me, you feel me, like, and it's just all, y'all kept saying push through it. You know what I'm saying, this you're gonna be fine. You just keep pushing, and I kept doing that, and now I found peace with myself. You feel
Yeah.
me, and I'm ready.
That's good, man. And I'm glad that you found a way to kind of help with that mental side through your friends and through your teammates. Because I had another. Well, it was two. It was when I had two people on the stream at one time, and he was
Hmm.
kind of talking about the same thing when he was going through his whole ACL rehab process. And he said the way to push through it, to get back as soon as possible, and what helped the most really was his teammates and friends,
Yeah.
checking in, not treating them any different way, but checking in, asking if they're good, and trying to keep them up, trying to talk them through it, if they need it, if they need help, all that stuff. So I'm glad that I know I
Yeah.
was calling you sometimes about it, and keeping you
Man, because I ain't glad that made my day. You feel me? I
yeah,
maybe not express it at the time, but like that definitely stuff like that made my day. Because
yeah,
you feel me? Before I knew it was ACL meniscus, right? I was already having those bad thoughts. I was like, this the end of the world, da da da. And then when they said that, like, man,
yeah, man,
man,
it's
it.
never the end of the world, man. You got plenty of
Nah,
time to
oh,
recover.
I know. But I'm saying, like, when I got that diagnosis, I was like, it hurt. When they said ACL meniscus, like I almost shed a tear, but I was like, we good. All right, we good. And then I'm not gonna be gone for too long, right? I started thinking like this gonna be 12 months, but nah, I got the best doc in the Joe, you feel me? He got me
Yep.
right.
Next segment, Joe. So we're gonna talk about the senior year mentality because you're coming up on your senior year. This upcoming season is your senior year. So how does that change your mindset?
Man, changes, I'm coming for it all, you feel me?
Yep.
Like I have no only accolade I got is Dean's List. You feel me? I got one academic honor last year. I'm proud of that. I'm not dismissing it, but I feel like with the work I put in, with the effort that's been shown on film, everything that I've given, like I gotta have something to show for it right now, and I don't have anything because
Yeah.
last 2 seasons I've been plagued with injury. Right, the year you were here, right? I burst a blood vessel in my knee, so half the year I had to take reps off. Right, I can't go this drive, and teams look at that like, oh, he can't play a full game. That's not all in my double A. That's not nothing. You feel me? So, Bam didn't get this year, or didn't get it last year. Then ACL happened, didn't finish a full year, couldn't get it. So I'm coming for it all. I want first team.
Yeah.
I want All American. That's always been the dream. I want to keep pushing that envelope. You feel me? I've never been afraid.
I know.
Every day I give it my all. You feel me? I know this, like this my last day as a junior, pretty much. This is my last day in spring. I'm never gonna be in this dorm in spring ever again.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's gonna be my last Monday in this dorm, So I'm in that type of stage. We in the end stage.
What do you want this last year at Missouri Western to mean for you personally?
I just wanna win.
Yeah.
That's it. You feel me? Like I'm not hating on the last two senior classes, but seeing going like even in high school, I've only had one winning year. You feel me? And the only winning year I've had here, I was on field goal, right? I like as much as I want to claim that, I didn't really, I didn't do too much. I was out there taking probably like 5, 6 snaps a game. But like I just want to at least be conference champions. I want hardware. That's what I want. You feel me? I want to leave a legacy saying this year, they got one of them.
Yeah.
You feel
Absolutely.
me? Like 8-3. Guess what they can say? We went to a bowl game. I want one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not settling for anything less, gang.
And don't settle. I mean, that's great. I'm glad that you got that mentality that you don't want to settle. You never should, and you should never want
Feel
to.
me? Never settle, Sammy, in anything.
Yeah, because I mean, after that 8-3 season, I mean that was a great season.
Hey, that felt great. It
Yeah,
felt great.
we had a really outstanding team, and then after that, I mean, there just were some things that were missing, here and there
Man, that
through
year.
our games. It seemed like every game we were right there. Double overtime, UCO, 3 point, field goal, with what was it? No, I think we beat UCM that year. We had what was lost by 1 point to Kearney, and then
Lost to one by Pitt.
yeah, won by Pitt, 1 point with Pitt, and it was just like every game that season, it was just we were right there,
So close.
we were on the cuffs of it, but just something didn't click, and we weren't clicking on all cylinders, so we couldn't finish it out.
Yeah.
And then the season after that, I mean, was kind of just it just wasn't what y'all wanted at all. It
Man,
wasn't.
I ain't glad. It was just injury ridden. We had one of our senior receivers quit on us, so that was a big blow on us.
Yeah, and that can be hard too because when you get to that point too, when not necessarily the team is falling apart, but when the season's not going the way it needs to be going, and there's some people who will do that,
Hmm.
put on you, it just kind of makes the whole team feel like
It
something's not right.
demoralizes.
It's
Yeah,
demoralizing. Everybody's not on the same page. We're not all together, and that can affect the team's mental, and
for sure.
like whenever I had left Missouri Western, and I left for multiple reasons. It just
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
because of the team or the coaches. It was
Right. We talked about this.
but when I got to the new school at Lindsey Wilson, you know, what I noticed was that even when stuff was hard and when things were looking bad, I mean, nobody was really down. Everybody was on the same page on what they wanted to do. You know, nobody's like out there cussing in somebody's face saying like this is what we need to do. Like
Hmm.
everybody's like kind of just working together. Like if somebody did have a bad rep, we get on them. We tell them, look, let's do this next time. Blah blah blah. Like things get, it's football. You're gonna get emotional. You're gonna get a little tense.
Yeah,
But next play, they'll go out there and they'll do what they're supposed to do, and you dap them up
and
and
then
say,
y'all
hey,
breathe fire, huh?
yeah, breathing fire. Yeah, exactly.
Y'all breathe some fire, huh?
Yeah. The last question in this segment. So, when you step back on that field in 2026, what do you want people to notice first about Joe Turner?
Man, I don't want them to notice anything, right? I still want to stay under the radar on everybody. Like, I don't care, gang. You feel me? They can notice me. They don't. You feel me? I'm used to it. Nobody notices a lineman. Like I showed my brother a clip of me the other day. He went, "Oh, my fault. I wasn't even watching you." I said, "It's fine. I understand it."
Oh, you got that underdog mentality, basically. Yeah.
What? This girl showed up to my game. She said, "Oh, did you play?" I was
I was in the whole game. You didn't see me.
played 100 reps.
Yeah,
You didn't see me.
yeah. I
I was
mean,
bleeding.
with the O
I mean,
lineman.
Sammy. The only thing I wish they'd notice is I just want them to notice me.
Yeah, I mean, playing football, like when you're out there playing, like you'll see what the old linemen are doing when like
Yeah.
on the field and playing with your brothers and stuff like. But I mean, a lot of times people who are watching that they're not really looking unless
You feel
something
me?
goes wrong. You
O line. I say O linemen are best like this. Like the five up front is like a SEAL Team Six. You feel me? We got to all move as one. We got to all think as one. And if one right doesn't hold a corner right, guess what? Your quarterback just got smoked, homie.
yeah. So we going on to this next segment. We're gonna talk about academics a little bit because you did make dean's list this past semester.
Yeah, sure.
You made dean's list this past semester. How important was that for you, especially while going through your rehab and everything?
Man, big time. Because let me tell you, when I tore that ACL and after the surgery, right? Because the surgery was during the school year,
Mm-hmm.
but as soon as I got that surgery and they started giving me these pills and stuff, it really messed up my sleep schedule.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, when I had the nerve block in, like the first 36 hours or whatever until the nerve block was out, I didn't sleep. Like, I think post surgery, I didn't sleep for almost 2 days. But then once I did fall asleep, I think I crashed out and was almost in a coma. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was bad, but then that happened, and then like I said, my mind was racing, and a lot of dark stuff was coming to my head, and
Yeah.
school didn't become a priority at that point, and I started spiraling.
Yeah.
I was just kind of losing it because I was like, I felt like a loser. I felt lame because I'm hurt. I'm laying in my bed all day. I'm not doing anything right. I'm just on my phone. I'm not being productive. And then one day it just finally clicked, and I said, I need to get my life in straight. I need to get back in business. I need to go back to my purpose, get that fire again.
Yeah.
And then that my first step was I need to lock in on school. So I pulled pretty much like all nighter for a few days. Got everything because like man, I was missing a lot. Like
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know how I
that's
got
not
Dean's
listen.
list, but hey, it was bad. But I talked to my professors, and like a lot of the professors here are really, really great. Like
Oh
they
yeah.
understood what I was going through. They understood, the mental, physical, the drain on me and what I was going through, and they gave me time, they gave me a chance, and then I ended up coming back and producing. I think it was like a 3.3 or something like that,
Nice.
which if you looked at my grades like a month before finals, you would have think I was gonna flunk out of school.
Yeah.
It was it was not good, but God made it happen, man.
Do you think being injured changed how you approached school and life off the field? And you
Oh,
kind
for
of
sure.
hit on it a little bit with that last answer, but if you want to go ahead and just say a little bit more about it, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, cause like before I got hurt, right, the plan was always like I want to see how far football can get me. I've always like if you ask somebody that's in any sort of like college, football team, like do you want to play in the league, and they say no, slap them, gang. Everybody has aspirations. Everybody like nobody wants to work a 9 to 5. I'm gonna be honest. If you can make $1 million being a bench player, you gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, unless it's somebody with injuries, right? Like that's where I'm getting at, right? So
Yeah.
after I got hurt, right, I really had to realize, like, man, I put all my time, all my effort, all my love into this sport, and it's not loving me back.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel me? Sometimes, love don't equate. You feel me? So I had
Absolutely.
to, really take a look at my life and do a 360 of everything. Look in the mirror, and then I just realized, like, I need to lock in on school before it's too late.
What would you say to athletes who are only focusing on football and ignoring what they need to do in the classroom?
Stop it. Stop it. Because let me tell you, not only is the classroom important to you in life, but if you also want to get on that field, the coach will only trust you with a good GPA, right? I'm not saying a 4.0, right? Because that's hard.
Yeah.
But gang, like I'm telling you right now, a 3.0 is not hard.
No, it's
Looking
not.
looking back on all my years, I should have at least got a 3.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
But got a 3.0 instead, but feeling 3.0 is not
Hey,
hard.
you made Dean's list. That's all that matter. That's
Three
all that
three
matter.
3.25 is Dean's list. Come on.
Yeah, that's all
Come.
that matter. You
It's
got to make that
That's
Dean's
all
list.
that matters.
And you
And
know,
let me tell you, that coach
it's
trust,
about
it's like NCAA. That coach trust.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Talk to me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And when they see that too, because I know when I was at Missouri Western, I was making dean's list. They have everybody in the basketball arena. They doing everything,
Yep.
lining you up. They announce, oh, these are the people who made dean's list. Woo! But
Yep.
at the end of the day, you doing that and getting that accolade is just showing the coaches that he's on top of what he needs to do for school. He doesn't need to
Mm-hmm.
be babysat. We don't have to give him
Mm-hmm.
specific study hall hours. We don't have to worry about him off the field. So
Yep.
what can we work on now on the field to make him a better football player? That's really
Exactly.
what it does, and that's really how doing that can help you in turn or in the or yeah the terms of being a college athlete.
And also just being smart in general, like that's gonna help you with your football IQ.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's gonna help you pick up on stuff like how to tell from a disguised front. How
Yeah,
to tell like row down safety stuff like that, rovers.
yeah.
You feel me?
Trey Holmes said the exact same thing you just said right there about how it translate from when you're doing good in school and you staying on top of it, you know, you're being scheduled
Hmm.
and everything. It's going to translate to when you're watching film, studying your opponents, reading your own playbook, trying to it translate. You know,
Literally,
it's a
because
natural thing.
it's just like it's homework.
The closing question we got for you, I ask everybody who I have on here this question. So if there is a younger offensive lineman watching this right now, and you know maybe they're hurt, maybe they're freshmen coming up, you know,
Right.
struggling with grades, whatever. You know, what's one piece of advice that you would give to them?
I tell them try to do everything you can, right? If you can play on the D line side, if you can play on the O line side, and not only just that, but I'm talking about other sports too. Because not only did football make me a better O lineman, obviously, but wrestling. I'm telling you, the body position for wrestling is gonna do you numbers. Stuff like that, or like even not even O lineman, but like other positions like receiver. Go play some basketball. You can. Now you can high point the ball. You can jump up. Catch that lob. You
Get
feel
a
me?
little bit more
But
athletic.
yeah, but especially for O lineman, because to be a great O lineman, you got to get in that bag. You gotta be able to know what everything. Because like for D linemen, they can do stunts too, right? You have a edge coming at you, rushing you. You start blocking him, and then he disengaged, and guess what? Now you got a three tech blast you in the side.
Hmm.
Sometimes you can pick up on that by saying, okay, watching film. Oh, he does that little huh. Just pick up everything. You feel me? Do a little bit of everything. Just enjoy it.
If you guys were watching the stream, I really do appreciate it. Tune in. I'll be posting the video for this soon. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe to both my Twitch and my YouTube. They're both X
Mm.
Ace X ST2X. Both my handles are the same for both the Twitch and the YouTube. So if you like it, share it, subscribe to it, I really appreciate that. And thank you, Joe, for hopping on the stream.
Yes,
Taking
sir.
time out of your
Sammy, it's
day.
been an honor as always.
Yeah, man. And
Feel me?
yeah, have a blessed rest of y'all day.